appearance of beings born in my house. This statement is an expression of Nanda's natural and internal affection for Krishna and Balaram as his sons. Overcome with pain, Sanatana Goswami writes, he considered that the cause of his pain is his affection, thinking of Krishna as his son. In order to pacify his heart, he covers that perception of Krishna as his son, or he speaks in misery, thinking that he should be ignored because of his low position and Krishna's high position. The two words cha indicate equal importance of Krishna and Balaram. Both of them are most merciful and affectionate to their friends, but we are not worthy of being recognized. Having come to the material world, iha prapto, they are Hari and Hara, Vasudeva and Sankrashana, are the two outstanding members of the Chaturvyu, for benefiting the devatas by relieving the burden of earth. Should they not give benefit to us mortals as well? Or among the devatas, they are the best devatas, Suranam Sura Uttamo. They have appeared in this world to benefit the devotees. Mahad Arthaya. The Yadus, not us devotees. The devotees, the Yadus, not us devotees. This is a statement of extreme misery. Or he made us happy by his pastime, but by giving us up, he produced the opposite result. He must be some devata with some other mission. Garga said, Tasman Nanda Atmajo Ayam te Narayana Samo Gunai Shriha Kirtya Anubhavena Gopya Swa Samahita. In conclusion, therefore, O Nanda Maharaj, this child of yours is as good as Narayan. By his qualities, opulence, fame, and influence, you should protect this child very carefully. The two have come to Vrja to help the devatas by killing Putana. They did not come to give us happiness, for by giving us up, they have created great suffering. The previous happiness is just pain because of the extreme suffering. Without Krishna, the groves and gardens, the great Yamuna river, Govardhan hill, this forest and other forest, our homes and cows, trees and flowering vines, and this entire universe is flooded with poison. This life of eating and sleeping without Krishna, whose eyes are like great lotus pearl, is wretched and miserable. I am like a cobra birds that cannot see the moon. I stay alive only by hoping that Krishna will return. Chakor bird, sorry. I'm like a chakor bird who cannot see the moon. I think Lord Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, greater than the greatest, and that, requested by the demigod Brahma, he has come here with Balaram to protect the devotees and remove the earth's burden. Verse 24. Kansan naga yuta pranam malau gajapatim yatha avadhishtam leelaya evaha pashum evaha mirgadhipa. After all, Krishna and Balaram killed Kansa, who was as strong as 10,000 elephants, as well as the wrestlers Charvan and Mystic, and the elephant Kovalya Pida. They killed them all sportingly, as easily as a lion disposes the small animals. Srila Prabhupada disciple write here, Nanda means to say, not only did Garga Muni declare that the boys are divine, but just see what they have done. Everyone is talking about it. And Nanda Maharaj has witnessed himself. Okay, verse number 25. Talataryam mahasaram dhanuryashtim ive bhavirat babhanjaikena hastena saptaham dadhatagrim. With the ease of royal elephant breaking a stick, Krishna broke a powerful giant bow 3 tal long. He also held a mountain aloft for 7 days with just one hand. Chakravarti Nanda Maharaj said Krishna broke a bow 3 tal long, and with a one hand, just his left hand, Krishna held the Govardhan hill for 7 days. A tal palm tree is a measurement of 90 feet. Thus, the great bow Krishna broke was 270 feet long. Okay. Verse number 26, last of Nanda Maharaj to Uddhava. प्रलंबो धेनुको अरिष्टः तृणावर्तो बकाद्यः दैत्याः सुरासुरजितो हताये नहि लीलया. Here in Vrindavan, Krishna and Balaram easily destroyed demons like Pralamba, Dhenuka, Arishtha, Trinavarta, Bakka, who had themselves defeated both demigods and other demons. Means these demons has already defeated both demigods and demons. They are so powerful. Which of the demons were killed by Balaram and which by Krishna? Pralamba was killed by
Balaram.
And Dhenuka?
Balaram.
And Arishta?
Krishna.
Trinavat and Bakka Krishna. Okay. Adi refers to Keshi and other demons. It was said that Krishna and Balaram killed the elephant and Kansa, Avadhishtam. Because of their mutual affection, they are considered as one person. Kuvaliyapid and Kansa, one helping the other. 3 verses describe how he helps the Devatas. By lifting Govardhan, he broke the pride of Indra. This was also for benefiting Devata. Now the last but one verse of this section, say 27, Sukha Iti sansamartya Nandaha Krishna anurakta dhiya. Krishna anurakta dhiya. Dhiya means his intelligence. Krishna anurakta means deeply attracted to Krishna, completely absorbed in Krishna. His intelligence was completely absorbed in Krishna. Ati utakantho, oh, he was too much enthusiastic. Abhavat tahatushnim prema parasara vihvallaha. He became agitated actually. So Sukdev Goswami said, thus intensely remembering Krishna again and again, Nanda Maharaj, his mind completely attached to Krishna anurakta, felt extreme anxiety vihvallaha, and fell silent, overcome by the strength of his love. Chakravarti Pad writes, become completely attached to Krishna by remembering the Lord's majesty, Aishwarya. Nanda Maharaj thought, oh, by misfortune, I have been separated from my son, who is the ocean of powerful qualities. Nanda's attachment to Krishna was such that even in appreciating Krishna's great power as the Lord, his personal relationship with Krishna did not weaken as it did with Vasudeva. Nanda's mind remained attached to Krishna with unlimited firmness. With his mind attracted to Krishna in this way, Nanda Maharaj became overcome by the sway of parental affection, prema, parasara vibhallaha. In the presence of the supreme prema of Nanda, who like Agastya swallowed the whole ocean, What is the significance of the whole ocean of the opulence, Aishwarya? It means even Krishna has so many wonderful opulent acts of killing Kansa, Kovalyapid, Charon, Mustik, but that was like a ocean, and as Agast Muni swallowed that ocean, the deep madhurya of Vatsalya of Nanda Baba swallowed that all opulence, and again he was thinking, Krishna is my darling son. Okay, last verse of this section. Yashoda varnyamanani putrasya charitani cha shravanti ashwani avasarakshit avas akshat. She only saw but without speaking a word. Sneha sunutta payodraha, and because of deep affection, the milk was flowing from her breast. As Mother Yashoda heard the description of her son's activities, she poured out her tears and milk flowed from her breast out of love. Chakravarti Pad writes, Krishna's father Nanda Maharaj, having thus controlled himself by strength of his gravity, was now able to honor Uddhav properly as guest, to look at him directly, to recognize him, inquire about his well-being, and to speak about Krishna's godly activities. Krishna's mother Yashoda, however, also was drowning in the whirlpool of the ocean of unsteadiness, could not offer any hospitality to Uddhav. This is expressed in this verse. From the very day that Krishna had left for Mathura, tears fell continuously from Yashoda's eyes and milk dripped from her breast. It is said when Uddhav reached Gokul, Nandgaon in this case, or Vrindavan, wherever they were in Nandgaon at that time, and he asked somebody, where is the palace of Nanda Maharaj? The people said, well, we don't have a time and we don't have a daring to go there, because we cannot see them in separation of Krishna. But we can guide you. These are the two small, rivulets of water coming from a place. You just follow this, you will reach to the Nanda's palace. Say, whoa, is there some spring there? But no. Their tears are flowing incessantly and they are forming these small rivulets. And you just follow these rivulets, you will reach to Nanda's palace. This was the mood of the Brajvasi and this was the position of Nanda and Yashoda. So Krishna's mother, however, okay, even though she was being consoled by hundreds of women and men, Yashoda would just say, I don't want to see anything except the face of my son. At every moment, Yashoda kept her eyes closed and cried constantly, drenching her clothing. Thus, she could not recognize Uddhav, treat him with a parental affection, ask him any question, or give him any message for her son. Her breast, Payodhara, flowed profusely with milk out of affection for her son. Payodhara also means cloud. Yashoda was like a cloud showering the rain of tears and milk. And Srila Jiva Goswami writes, though Yashoda heard Nanda say that Krishna and Balaram were the best of devatas, she was fixed in thinking of them as her sons. Thus the verse says, Putrasya charitani, her son's activities showing power. The word cha indicates that she heard about his beauty and sweetness as well. The present participle Varanyamanani being narrated indicate that Nanda started the continued telling the stories without break. She discharged tears abundantly, however, dampening her clothing since she could not speak, inquire, or do anything. This description was also applicable to Nanda and others. Her breast flowed with milk for a long time, indicating her naturally intense affection. And Sanatana Goswami writes, hearing that her son was Devata, Yashoda could not stop seeing Krishna as her son. Rather, her affection increased. This shows her intense vatsalya. The present tense is used to indicate that just when description of Krishna began, at that moment she heard. The word cha indicate description of his form and qualities as well. Her breast began to flow with milk. Almost same thing. Now next section we are starting. Oh, we can see, can we read this Garga Santa, which is quite lengthy. Oh, Garga Santa says, hearing that Uddhav had come from Mathura city, saintly Yashoda rushed to the door, milk flowing from her breast and tears flowing from her loaded eyes. She overheard the description of her son. Rejecting all shyness and overcome with the love for her son, she asked Uddhav everything about Krishna's well-being. Meanwhile, the Nanda was overcome with the love. He wept drenchingly his garments with tears from his eyes. I think this is a different description, so maybe we leave it now. It is for relishing but not for Bhakti Vedanta. Now next section, verse number 29 to 43. Uddhav consoled Nanda and Yashoda. So this section is Uddhav consoled Nanda and Yashoda. Tayoritham Bhagavati Krishne Nanda Yashodayo Vikshamanuragam Paramam Nandam Aho Uddhavo Muda. Uddhav then joyfully addressed Nanda Maharaj, having clearly seen the supreme loving attraction he and Yashoda felt for Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada disciple writes, purport, if the Uddhav had seen Nanda and Yashoda actually suffering, he would not have reacted with joy. But in fact, all the emotion on the spiritual platform are transcendental bliss. The so-called anguish of the pure devotee is another form of loving ecstasy. This was clearly seen by Uddhav, and thus he spoke as follows. Although Uddhav was already familiar with high levels of prem, now he clearly observed Nanda and Yashoda's intense loving attraction for Krishna. Seeing that both in quantity and quality their love was superior to that of Vasudeva and Devaki, Uddhav being filled with bliss and thought, now my life has become successful, having seen such love. Thus Uddhav was joyful even at seeing their anguish, which was actually another form of loving ecstasy. Anybody remember this? The anguish is a loving ecstasy. Anybody? Some previous section, some explanation earlier? No?
In Rasa dance, probably.
Rasa dance, where is suffering?
I think it's a Yuga Geet, right? When Krishna comes back and he's explaining to them that he will.
What? Say again?
Family.
Huh?
I was saying in Yugal Geet, when Krishna finally comes back and he's explaining to the gopis that, I actually left you to increase your ecstasy and bliss in this anguish.
Who?
It is this, when Krishna goes to the forest, the gopis feel the separation and they sing the effect of his Venu and what he is doing in the forest. That's a Yugal Gate. That is not this Yugal. This is something different.
I was looking for a verse Srila Prabhupada has quoted. The suffering is the ecstasy of the devotee. Anywhere you remember where we can find this verse? Yatta dekhe Vaishnavera vyavhare dukkha नित्य जानी है ताहा परम आनंद sukha. Anybody remember where this verse we have already read in Bhagavatam? Purport quoted from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Khand 9 to 40. I was remembering, so I found it from Bhagavatam. The meaning: a Vaishnava is always firmly situated in transcendental bliss because of engagement in devotional service. Although he may appear to suffer material pains, his position is called transcendental bliss and separation, viraha. The emotion a lover and beloved feel when separated from one another are actually very blissful, although apparently painful. Therefore, the separation of the example is next. Where do you think I am reading from? Where? Fifth canto, chapter 9.
5:19:5.
Sorry?
5:19:5.
Right.
I don't remember. I found it in database.
You found it. I understand you found it. So this is Ramchandran's separation of Sita was lamenting. I remember that verse. So I was looking for that and I found that quickly. Hare Krishna, class चल रही है.
अच्छा हरे कृष्णा बाबा जी.
Hare Krishna, class हो जाए. So this is the position of a devotee. Anguish is another form of loving ecstasy. So Jiva Goswami writes, we can read the Jiva and Sanatana both. By the way, they had acted, means Yashoda and Nanda has acted. Udhava directly saw Ikshay, the prem filled with great thirst, anuragam, of Nanda and Yashoda, who were thinking with amazement of the two boys' condition. He directly saw that they had the highest paramam, prem for the Supreme Lord, Bhagavati, for the form with full manifestation of qualities. Uddhav spoke to Nanda because he was the chief of the two and the Nanda was doing all the talking, whereas Yashoda could not speak because of great agitation. He spoke to him to console him in joy. This is my good fortune in that I have seen such prem. He spoke in joy, showing only this joyful element and not showing his distress at seeing their suffering. Since he had a predominance of awareness of Krishna's greatness, he first appreciated the greatness of their anurag and not that portion which felt intense pain. But the Lord would not have sent Uddhav if he thought he was not capable of pacifying them in their position manifesting distress. So Uddhav was only seeing the opulent part, not really still realizing their depth of the love. Seeing such deep prem anurag of the rulers of the Vraj for Kansa or for Krishna, full of all sweetness, his own Lord, whose toenails are worshipped by Brahma and Shiva, Bhagavati, prem which he had not seen before, he spoke to Nand in astonishment, since Nand was the main person, or Yashoda was incapable of hearing because of her disturbance from affection. So Bhagavati has a different meaning in this, purport by Sanatana Goswami, that Krishna's toenail are worshipped by Brahma and Shiva. Artayo means they had indescribable greatness, had the greatest prem through the boon of Brahma, which they were when they were Drona and Dhara. Nanda was he who gave joy to the universe by his great bhakti, or the Krishna by his great affection. Yashoda spread fame by controlling Krishna by his affection. These are the meaning of Nanda and Yashoda. He was astonished by their high affection. Itham anuragam can also mean such prem. He saw the excellent highest affection increasing again and again with choked voice and flowing tears described in the previous verses. Experience this direct. Uddhav spoke with affection, muda. Since he was the best of devotees, he naturally became joyful on seeing the intense prem of greatest devotees. Or, though he would have cried, he showed joy because he was endowed with qualities of greatest advisor. Uddhava, he could not otherwise specify them. Verse 30. Sri Uddhav Ovacha. Yuyam silhagyatamau nyunam, you are praiseworthy. Most praiseworthy. Slagyatam. Dehinam iyamanada. Narayane akhil gurau. Yatakrita matir idrashi. Interesting. Uddhav said, "O respectful Nanda, certainly you and Mother Yashoda are the most praiseworthy person in the entire world, since you have developed such a loving attitude towards Narayan, the spiritual master of all living beings." Prabhupada's disciple write, understanding that Nanda's mood, as expressed in his statement, Manya Krishnam cha Ramam cha praptau iyas suruttamau, I think Krishna Balaram must have two exalted demigods. Uddhav here referred to Krishna as Narayan. Uddhav said, Chakravarti Pad writes, among all praiseworthy devotees in this world, Vasudeva and Devaki are especially so. But you too are most praiseworthy because of the superiority of your prem. Nanda already said in the verse 23 that he knew that Krishna and Balaram were gods. Knowing that Nanda appreciated Krishna's lordly aspect, Uddhav described Krishna in this verse as Narayan, the guru of everyone. He does this to emphasize Krishna's power and to sympathize with Nanda and Yashoda's sentiments. And Jiva Goswami writes, thus in two verses, Uddhav first encouraged them by describing Krishna's greatness, taking advantage of similar statement from Nanda, and universe filled with Jiva, Dehinam, up to the greatest devotees when Krishna makes his appearance, Narada and others are most worthy of praise. Devotees starting Vasudeva and Devaki and proceeding up to the people of Braja are the even more worthy of praise. Nanda and Yashoda are the most worthy of praise. They are best devotees, Slaghayantau, are the most worthy of respect, Manada. I give respect to you too among all the devotees since you have developed such attraction for Krishna. You are glorified by the whole world. Krishna is the shelter, I and A, of all the Purusha avatar, including Mahavishnu, Nara. Nara means those who are lying in the fluid, like Garbhodakshai, Karunadakshai, Kirodakshai. They are all lying in liquid, they are Nara. And Ayana means shelter. So, this is the meaning of Narayana. He is greater than Lord of Vaikuntha, Akhila Guru. He is the shelter, hard to attain, most excellent, most rare, and most auspicious. You are the most praiseworthy since your minds are capable of controlling this shelter of Mahavishnu, who is greater than the Lord of the Vaikuntha by your Vatsalya Bhava. Uddhav speak for 14 verses. Some explain as follows. Some means some acharyas, some commentators. Uddhav starts the prem of Nanda and Yashoda by speaking of the powers of the Lord, defining him in terms of neutrality to the world and even him as the soul of all things. This had two goals. Why is he speaking about Krishna as Aishwarya of the Krishna? Why? Two goals. He could reduce their suffering by stopping their prem, since their suffering arose from their prem. This would fulfill one of Krishna's order. That is the first goal. If Krishna came to Vraj attracted by their prem, Krishna fulfill his duties to the Yadus, also great devotees. This is the second goal. But was impossible to stop the deep prem? Great devotees like Uddhav knew this by their experience. Moreover, stopping prem in the devotee will not destroy their suffering, but rather increase their suffering. Since prem with its transformation is the form of highest bliss, the devotee's joy in prem shines in the Lord. People of the Virj pray, wherever we are made to wander about this world by the supreme will, Lord's will, in accordance with the reaction to our fruitive activity work, may our good work and charity always grant us love for Krishna. 1047-67. Secondly, if the Lord comes to Brij sometimes to please his parents, it does not destroy his relationship with the Yadus, since he is still with them. Moreover, this explanation is not according to the manifested pastime, where Krishna did return. Because of their experience of affection in seeing Krishna as their son, they always saw Krishna as their son rather than the Lord. Yashoda saw him as her son rather than the universal form. Since that perception was the highest, the explanation in which the Yashoda see him as the Lord is false. This is the meaning. Astonishing by the prem of couple Nanda and Yashoda, Uddhav first praised them with 4 verses. In the verse 34, he said that Krishna will return. In this way, he comforted the couple completely. Not only did he comfort them, but Krishna did return as stated by the people of Dwarka. O lotus-eyed Lord, when you go to the Hastinapur or village to see your friends, one moment become like a trillion years for us, who belongs to you and who become like without, eyes without sun. There were no other friends in Mathura area that time except the people of Braj. First, Uddhav praised the couple. In this world, among men, devatas and sages, you too certainly are most worthy of praise. Devotees are to be praised. Prem bhaktas are praised more. The devotees with a special affection is praised the most. You too are the most worthy of praise, of the most worthy of the respect. Manada Salaghaya Tamo. I give respect to you too, since you are dedicated to the Lord of all Jivas, Narayan, the Guru of all, including Brahma, thinking of him as your son. Though Uddhav described the Lord's greatness, he is ultimately glorifying Nanda and Yashoda. So, this is the 4 verses Uddhav is speaking about the glories of Lord as the majesty of the Lord, opulence of the Lord. Verse 31. These two Lords, Mukund and Balaram, are each the seed and womb of the universe. Bij, Yoni. Seed is Bij and womb is Yoni of the universe. The creator of his creative potency. They enter the heart of living being and control their condition awareness. They are the primeval supreme. Purport by Srila Prabhupada's disciples. The word Vilakshan means either distinctly perceiving or confused. Vilakshan. Depending on how the prefix V is understood in context. In the case of enlightened souls, Vilakshan means perceiving the correct distinction between body and soul. Vilikshana. And thus Lord Krishna, as indicated by the word Ishate, guide the spiritually advanced soul. Vi Ishate. The other meaning of Vilakshan, confused or bewildered, clearly applies to those who have not understood the difference between soul and body, or the distinction between the individual soul and the supreme soul. Such bewildered living entities do not go back home, back to Godhead, to the eternal spiritual world, but rather achieve temporary destination according to the law of nature. It is understood from all Vaishnava literature that Rama, Balaram here accompanying Lord Krishna is non-different from him, being his plenary expansion. The Lord is one, yet he expands himself, and thus Balaram is no way compromises the principle of monotheism. So their purport is mostly about the word Vilakshana. Eto hi vishwasya cha bija yoni Ramo Mukanda Purusha Pradhanam Anaviha Bhuteshu Vilakshanasya. This is the Vilakshan word they have described. Gyanasya Cheshata Imo Prano Ishate Prano Primal Purano. Chakravarti Pad writes, in this verse, Uddhav describes how Krishna and Balaram are Narayan. Because he said already they are Narayan, so now he is describing how they are Narayan. And the spiritual master of the universe, two things. He wants to establish these two things. As the Lord Ansi means source, and his expansion, Ansa means his expansion, Ansa and Ansi. Ansi means source, and Ans means his expansion, are non-different. Krishna and Balaram, Etao, though appearing as two entities, are actually one in the Tattva. This is confirmed by Akrur, who said, Bahu Murtya Ek Murtikam. Krishna, though of one form, appears as many. Uddhav said, both of them, Krishna and Balaram, are seed and womb of the universe. Both of them assume the form of immediate and ingredient cause and both are the Purush and Pradhan. Since the potency and the potent are essentially one. So, are you understanding this word? Immediate and ingredient cause, Purush and Pradhan. Are you understanding these words?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. The material universe may be considered real, having nature as its original ingredients and final state. The Lord Mahavishnu is the resting place of nature, which becomes manifest by the power of time. Thus, nature, the Almighty Vishnu, and the time are not different from me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Absolute Truth. 11:24-19. Uddhav said, entering as the indwelling super soul within all beings, they control the living entities, those whose knowledge is separate. They mercifully grant knowledge of the personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, to the devotees, and knowledge of the Brahma, Vilakshanasya Gyanasya, to the Gyanis. This point is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10:10, Tesham Satyayuktanam, and also in Bhagavatam 8:24-39. You will be thoroughly advised and favored by me, and because of your inquiries, everything about my glories, which are known as Param Brahm, will be manifest within your heart. Thus you will know everything about me. The word Cha implies that Krishna also gives mundane knowledge of how to attain heaven, Swargalok, and other material destination to the karmis. Jiva Goswami writes, I think almost same thing. Balaram and Krishna alone are the cause of universe. They enter all beings. The word Cha should be placed after Mukandaha. They control the Jiva's Swarup, consisting of pure consciousness alone. So Vilakshana Gyanasya. The word Cha means of the Jiva. Sandhi is poetic. Use of Etau and Imau emphasize their unique position. According to the Sridhar Swami, Purana means Anadi, with no beginning or with no cause, but particularly indicate their independence, or the Jivas are also without a beginning. Or Uddhav described that Krishna was the shelter of Vishnu, and the greater that the Lord of the Vaikunt, then the Lord of Vaikunt. That is reiterated in this verse. Mukanda is one with Balaram, since Ansi and Ans are non-different. Both of them appearing separate are the cause of the universe and cause of the avatar. As the cause of the universe, they are Nimit and Upadan Karn, cause, Purush and Pradhan. These two in the form of Balaram and Krishna are Anadi Siddha, Purnav. They enter into the Jiva, thus seeing to become limited as Antaryami and control the manifestation of non-manifestation of Brahma. Vilakshanasya Gyanasya. Prakriti is material, Purush is the foundational cause. Time and indirect cause are the agitator of Prakriti. I, the Brahma, am all three. I am Purusha, I am Prakriti, I am time. But what need is there, Arjun, for all the details, knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. Brahmano Pratishtham. So, Vilakshanasya. So, from where the Prabhupada disciple got this explanation of Vilakshan, which is not by these Acharya? Vilakshan. Generally, Vilakshana means very extraordinary. But there are two meanings here of the Vilakshana. With one V, Vilakshana means those who know the difference between body and soul, and they can go back to Adhbhut. And the other meaning of Vilakshana is that they are confused, they are not enlightened, they are confused, and they come back. Okay? Verse 32 and 3. Anyone, even a person in an impure state, who absorbs his mind in him for just a moment at the time of death, burns up all traces of sinful reaction and immediately attain the supreme transcendental destination in the pure spiritual form as effulgent as the sun. You too have rendered exceptional loving service to him, Lord Narayan, the super soul of all and the cause of all existence, the great soul who, although the original cause of everything, has a human-like form. What pious deeds would still be required of you? Chakravartipad writes, Uddhav said, after burning up nirhritya, all traces of karma, one goes to Vaikuntha Paramagatim in a pure spiritual body, Brahma Mayak, bright as the sun, Arka Varnaha. You too have rendered devotional service to Narayan, who is the soul of all and cause of all causes, even though he appeared in the form of human. For you, therefore, what activities remains to be done? The word Sukrityam requires pious activities, indicate that for Nanda and Yashoda nothing remains to be done. But for Krishna, there remains the work of consoling and pacifying men and being obedient to them. And Jiva Goswami writes, not seeing signs of satisfaction on Nanda and Yashoda by his description, Uddhav again described two boys with Kemutya. Kemutya is a logic in two verses. Singular is used since Krishna and Balaram are non-different. Any jeev who absorbs his pure mind without relation to the senses for even a moment in Krishna at the time of death immediately attain the supreme goal. Or if he somehow or other absorbs his mind even impure, mano avishuddham, in Krishna he immediately attains supreme goal, which manifests from the Lord's Swarup, Brahmamaya, a form of Shuddha Sattva, a function of the Chit Shakti. He attains a spiritual body as an associate of Lord. He does not attain something which disappears like objects made of matter. He becomes effulgent like sun, self in the same way. Advaita Adi Aditya Varnam Tamasya Prastad. He is beyond Prakriti's self-effulgent Svetasha. Krishna is the root form of revealer of all Atma, all forms of Lord and all Jivas. Akhil Atma Hetav. The cause is Narayan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Disconnect here.
अजान थी भी ना ऐसा
Hare Krishna, Sitaram Prabhu, Dandvat Pranam.
धन्यवाद प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandvat Pranam.
धन्यवाद प्रभु सर्वम प्रभु, धन्यवाद प्रभु जी आपके चरणों में।
कृष्ण
श्रील प्रभुपाद। आप किधर हो प्रभु जी?
ओ पाकिस्तान में हूँ, बोलो भाई।
पाकिस्तान। जय हो जय हो जय हो, क्या बात है। आपका ये क्या नाम है? श्यामचंद्र होगा फिर तो।
वो तो अभी दुबई है, लेकिन मैं आज आया हूँ, उसके पेरेंट्स से मिलूंगा।
अच्छा, मेरा बहुत अच्छा घनिष्ठ मित्र है श्यामचंद्र।
अच्छा, दैट्स गुड।
बहुत क्लोज है मेरे साथ।
हमारा बेटे का साला है।
हाँ मालूम है प्रभु जी, पता चला।
हाँ, संबंध हमारा भी है। और सुनाइए प्रभु।
बस कब तक हो पाकिस्तान फिर प्रभु जी?
अभी तो हालात ऐसे हैं, पता नहीं, सब लगता है, मैं समझता हूँ कि आना तो से 26 के बाद ही है।
26 मार्च के बाद में।
हाँ, अब तो ऑपरेशन भी नहीं कराया, वो भी
अप्रैल में किधर प्रभु जी? अप्रैल पहला हफ्ता किधर?
वेटिंग में कर रहा हूँ ऑपरेशन का। मेरे को नी वाला बहुत लेट हो गया हूँ।
अच्छा
और सुनाइए।
अप्रैल 1 से 4 तारीख।
हाँ हाँ।
मैं सिर्फ अपने 10 से 12 गृहस्थों को लेकर के ऋषिकेश जा रहा था।
कहाँ?
जो हमारे जो भिवंडी में और रत्तापुर में जितने फंड रेजर है,
कहाँ जा रहे?
अपने परिवार के
कहाँ
साथ।
कहाँ?
ऋषिकेश।
ओके, आप मुझे व्हाट्सअप भेज दें, मेरी भक्ति वेदांत क्लास चल रही है, फिर मैं आपसे संपर्क करता हूँ। और वैसे भी मुझे आपसे एक काम था, वो मेरे मंदिर वाले मुझे कह रहे हैं कि कमरा खाली करो, हमें चाहिए, तो मुझे कोई जगह की व्यवस्था देखनी पड़ेगी वृंदावन में।
ठीक है,
तो सोचिएगा इसके ऊपर, फिर मैं बात करता हूँ क्लास खत्म करके।
हरे ठीक है।
बताते हैं इसको 5423 5423 73 चल भाई 73। हरे कृष्णा।
Recording in progress.
हरे कृष्णा। सारी ये और जहाँ यहाँ अजान होती है नमाज, तो उस वक्त शायद नेट चल गई थी, सो उनका पीरियड्स चल रहे थे, रमज़ान का महीना है। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु। सो वी आर कंटिन्यूइंग, वी हैव 1-2 verses more to finish for today. So Krishna is the root form or revealer of all atmas, all forms of Lord and all jivas, akhil atma hetu. The cause is Narayan. Does he have any forearm? He is Brahma. Karanam, in the human form, Martya Murtyau. You manifest Anurag Bhavam to him to the highest degree. Nitaram, more than Vasudev and Devaki, or great souls. Mahatman, you have the highest nature. Since you possess such Anurag, the word Va indicate a movement of his eyebrows. What remains for you for you two to do? Everything is perfect. It only remains for Krishna. So, Brother Vaishnava Toshuni, Sanatan Goswami, I think almost same thing. The verse number 34. Infallible Krishna, the Lord of the devotees, will soon return to words to satisfy his parents. This is the hope. Agamashyatya adiragena, he will come quickly. Kalena vrajam achuttaha, he is infallible, he will come. Priyam vidhasyate pitro, he will give satisfaction to the parents. Bhagavan satvatam pati, oh, he is the protector of his devotees, he is a supreme Lord. Infallible Achyuta, the Lord of the devotees, Satvatam Pati, will soon return to satisfy his parents. Here Uddhav began to deliver the Lord Krishna's message. This was the message Krishna gave to be delivered to his father and mother. Oh dear child Uddhav, oh our dear child Uddhav, it means Nanda is speaking like that. I have heard that you are very intelligent, but now I see that you are actually foolish because you are praising us. Alas, alas, who else would let such a wonderful son full of good qualities leave his home and go to elsewhere? Who is there in the three worlds more unfortunate, degraded and miserable than us? We are to be condemned by everyone. This is Nanda's mood. Anticipating this statement, Uddhav speaks consolingly in this verse. Uddhav said, Achyuta, one who never falls or breaks his promises, will come very soon to Virja, acting as the master and protector of the Yadus, Satvatam Pati. Krishna will stay there and fulfill Priyam Mano Abhishtam, all of your desires. And Srila Jiva Goswami writes, but still Nanda Yashoda did not become peaceful. Rather, by thinking of Krishna's qualities, when his excellence was praised, they become filled with pain. Seeing them in that state, Uddhav then spoke, touched by their agony, he will return. Unfailing in his promises, Achyuta, he will soon return and create happiness by continual association. He must create happiness because you are his parents. This he is controlled by your great prem, filled with parental love. Filled with parental love. And acts as your son. He will respond appropriately to you who are parents. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tans tathe bhajamyaham. He will do this since though he is Bhagavan, he is the protector of the devotees, fulfilling their desires, are though he is Bhagavan and even Lord of the Yadus, he is controlled by your love. Last verse for today's class. Hatva kansam ranga madhyay pratipam sarva satvatam yadahavaha samagatya krishnam satyam karotita. Having killed Kansa, the enemy of the Yadus, in wrestling arena, Kans will now surely fulfill his promise to you by coming back. Chakravarti Pad writes, after killing Kansa and meeting you at the age of the Mathura, Krishna said, you return, Virja, we will also quickly come there. Krishna is certainly doing that. The present tense karoti is used to indicate that Krishna is fulfilling his promise at this very moment. In fact, in another manifestation, Krishna was actually present in Virja at that moment, being attentively cared by the Nanda and Yashoda, though unseen by Uddhav. By the influence of Vagadevi Saraswati, Uddhav's words were actually true. Another seat was there. Having killed Kansa, he will fulfill this his promise. Jiva Goswami writes, we cannot believe he will return. This verse answers, having killed Kansa, he will fulfill his promise. Or he established through this verse the cause of Krishna's delay and his obligation to Vasudeva as his father. Present tense is used to show that he will fulfill his promise in very near future. Or having killed Kansa, he remained with us, making that vow that he spoke to you. Amar Kosh says that Satyam can mean oath. I think our today's quota is over. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, now we have to go 36 to 39. Krishna as a Parbrahm. This is Uddhav will speak Krishna as a Parbrahm now. And then I think we will finish this chapter maybe tomorrow. No? How many verses are left?
It has 49 verses.
So tomorrow we'll finish this. And the last chapter will go very slow. Third as speed. Couple verses per day, I think. So any question or comment?
Really, I'm just, but Nanda Maharaj could have visited Krishna, or Krishna could have visited, in the same. Why this wasn't, did not happen?
There are two reasons we have discussed already. One reason is Krishna said that I never told them that you come, therefore they are not going to do anything which Krishna did not want to do them. And number two, if Nanda and Yashoda come to Mathura, and there are the Devaki and Vasudeva, they are having their parental affection, so there will be two parents and their affection is different. One is Madhurya, one is Aishwarya, one is opulent and one is sweetness. So it will not match the rasa, there will be rasa abhas. Therefore, it was not advisable for the Brajavasis to come, but Krishna can go. And Krishna did not go. Ultimately, if we see, there is a curse and counter curse in the Golok between Sridham and Radharani, that there will be a 100 years separation between the Brajavasis and Krishna. So there is the background also. And fourth thing, if we have to add to it, the love in a Brajavasis is more relished in separation. Separation or Vatsalya, Prem is more prominent in Brajavasis than Sambhog or meeting. So these are the four or some more reasons. Therefore, Gopis or Gop did not come to Mathura, and neither Krishna went to visit Vrindavan till he killed Dandvakar. Earlier, Mathura, Nand Baba used to come to give the taxes, but then after the Kans was killed, there was no tax for the Brajavasis, because now the Mathura is ruled by Krishna's assigned Ugarsin Maharaj, so they have not to pay any tax to come in anyway. Anyway, that can be also added.
Thank you, Guruji. Yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah, thank you.
I have no audio record today. Shakti, I think you have to send me, but how I will, already you send one. I was busy in this net, so I did not put it on. Anyway, anybody has some comment or question? Oh, our Parama Karuna, your hand is up?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, thank you.
Yes.
Prabhu, this bow length of 270 feet, that's almost 100 meters long.
Yeah.
How to understand this?
Oh, those people in the earlier time were very quite tall, and this bow is too long to tie that bow and then pull the string and they shoot the arrow. These people were mighty people. These are the different lengths of the bow. Maybe this is the bow just for yajna purpose, not for fighting purpose. Like we make the big sign somewhere of something. That's like that is just some sign of worship of a bow. Like we have big dioramas somewhere like that. It could be the other way. It could be like that.
Yeah, Prabhu, yeah, that makes sense if it's for purpose of worship.
Yeah, it was for the purpose of worship. But it was for worship, that is sure. So that may be some symbolic, very huge thing that people can see from a distance. It is in the form of a bow.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Anybody else? वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
Recording stopped.
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
सारे पूछे अमर प्रकाश तो इतने आ गए दिमाग जरूरी न है तो मैं आंदोलन निकल जाऊँ
ना
यार गुरु बाबा ने पूछो हरीश कहे दो
हाँ
बाबा ने पूछे दिमाग जरूरी न तो मैं निकल जाऊँ बोल इजाजत है बोल बस यार बिना टीटे पर आओ बस सिर क्या था करना ही नहीं यार बिल रहे साथ में
ऐसो तो सुठो लॻे एक समाज है वॾो सुठो समाज है ऐसे रात भेड़ा हल जाऊं असां हैदराबाद में तत्सव तो सुठो आहे रिलेशन सुठा असांजी संगत में दर्शन ॾिसो त सुठी बात आहे